So today we're going to learn how to solve if we have two equations instead of one. So we have two ways to solve. We can solve by graphing or we can solve algebraically, and it's your choice which one you want to do. So my first example, both of them are already set for y. So if I want to solve, I'm going to go ahead and put in my equations. And then I'm going to hit graph. Okay, I'm going to draw this picture. As best as I can. Okay, and it looks like the intersection point is about there, but let's see if I can find an exact number. So I'm going to press, to find that, I'm going to press second, trace, and then number 5 for intersect. And we just are going to hit enter 3 times. And that tells us our intersection is 1, 0. So the solution to both of these is 1, 0. Now let's learn how to solve it algebraically. So since this is equal to y and this is equal to y, that means these two are equal to each other. Okay, so now I'm going to solve for x. And I get x equals 1. Now I need to figure out what y is equal to. I need both. So I'm going to substitute this back into one of my equations. And it doesn't matter which one I do. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So x equals 1. Yep. Y equals 0. So see, I got the same answer for both. Now I need to check my work and see if this answer works as a solution to both. So I'm going to plug in the numbers that I have and see if they give me the same answer on both sides. So 0 does equal 0, so it definitely works in this one. So now let's try the second one. So this gives me 2 minus 2, and 0 does equal 0. So because the solution worked in both, I got the same number on both sides, these equations are true. This is a solution to this, and it is the only solution. Alright, so now let's look at a different type of example. So only one of them is solved for y, the other one is not solved for y. If you would like to graph, you need to make sure both are set equal to y. So this one is fine, but this one we need to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, so now I have negative 2x minus 2. This is solved for y, so now I can graph in the calculator. Alright, so I have this one, which is negative 2x minus 2. And then our other one was x plus 1. Again, I'm going to hit graph. I'm going to draw that picture as best as I can. Okay, and then I'm going to use second trace 5 for intersect. And then hit enter 3 times until it gives me my intersection, which is negative 1, 0, which means that's my solution. Okay, so now let's see how to solve it if I wanted to do it algebraically. So I have a y here, I have a y here. I can substitute this, what a y is equal to, into y into this equation. Okay, so then I get 2x plus x plus 1 equals negative 2. And then I'm just going to solve for x. Okay, so I got x equals negative 1. So now I need to solve for y, and I'm going to do that by substituting. So I'm going to substitute this back into my original equation. And negative 1 plus 1 gives me 0. So I have -1, yep, and 0, yep, so I got the same answer for both. So now we need to just check our work, make sure we did it correctly. So I'm going to plug in the values for x and y. Okay, -1 plus 1 gives me 0. 0 does equal 0. Let's check the second one. So I get -2 plus 0 equals -2. -2 plus 0 is -2. -2 does equal -2. So that means my answer is correct. Alright, so my last type of example is when y, neither of them are solved for y. So I'm going to have to solve for y in order to do my graph for both of them. Alright, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. Divide by the number in front of y, and we get 3 over 4x minus 1 over 4. So now we need to do the second one. So again, move my x to the right side, and then divide by the number in front of y. So I get -1 over 4x plus 3 over 4. So now both are solved for y, so I can go ahead and graph them. Alright, so there's my graph. And I'm going to, again, draw that as best as I can on this picture. Alright, so again, I'm not really sure where that intersection point is, so I'm going to use second trace and then number 5 for intersect. Hit enter 3 times. And then it tells me it's 1 and 1/2. Alright, so now let's see how to do it algebraically. So see here how I have a -4 and a +4? Those will eliminate, those will make 0, which is what you want. If you don't have a nice number like this, you're going to have to multiply this by something, or this by something, in order to make that elimination work. But here, they made it nice for us. Okay, and I'm going to add down. So 3x plus 1x is 4x. -4y plus 4y is 0, that goes away. 1 plus 3 is 4. Solve for x. We get x equals 1. Again, remember we need to solve for y. We need an x and a y. So I'm going to plug this back into one of my equations and solve for y. Okay, and then solve for y. And this simplifies to 1/2. So we got x equals 1, y equals 1/2. Same solution as over here. So last step, make sure to check your work, make sure we did everything correctly, and we're going to plug everything in. Okay, so 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 1/2 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 does equal 1. So now we'll plug it into the second one, because it needs to be a solution to both. So this simplifies to 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 does equal 3, so that is my correct solution.